Since I have taken over the Special Investigations detail, I have been looking over Ewo Herbs, paperwork. And I have noticed that since Blue Nile has started to do trade with Ewo Herbs,
yes,
there might be an expected gross proceeds jump. Will this have an effect on the fiscal budget, not the fiscal budget, the quarter of this year?
The first quarter for 301-615 regarding whose you mean Ewo Herbs?
Ewo Herbs.
Proceeds.
Yes.
Well, I would imagine, depending on how strong the trade is being done by Blue Nile, is that would be the deciding factor. Again, I haven't seen yet. I did make a phone call to see in certain matters. We'll get information over to you as soon as possible. It appears as though Blue Nile should have a pretty good launch, which means they will be able to do extensive trade, acquiring their raw materials from Ewo Herbs, because since you've been reading the file, apparently you know that Ewo Herbs also, they trade out the tea form and raw form, but they also trade out raw herbs. So apparently, as you can see the connection here, the connection basically is that Blue Nile is buying their raw herbs that they use for their herbal replenishing tonics from Ewo Herbs. So Ewo Herbs is going to profit from that, I'm sure, which will bring their gross receipts or their gross proceeds up, which should have a good impact on their bottom line and bring more of a flat tax into the Imperial Treasury for us to accomplish more goals, to feed, clothe, and shelter our folks and take care of diplomacy and governance on their behalf. So on your watch, I can anticipate, I do anticipate in the first quarter, at least for Ewo Herbs, them experiencing that Ewo Herb staff a healthy increase in their proceeds on not just in the month-to-month operation, but for the quarter itself. Do you have a follow-on question or any suggestions you want to make about particular things?
Actually, I was wondering, will they be receiving any royalties from that?
Ewo Herbs?
Ewo Herbs.
I don't know if, no, not for the raw herbs that Blue Nile is acquiring. As far as I know, Ewo Herbs is not trading on anything but raw herbs with Blue Nile. Mm-hmm. Now, if Ewo Herbs is going to do any packaging of their tea formula specific and raw herb form that that Blue Nile may carry and maybe do something with, well, there's 27 different items that's made available from Ewo Herbs in raw form and in particular packaged formulas that have patents within the Amexem-Moor-Empire jurisdiction.
Right.
So depending on what they are acquiring, one of them may very well be one of the patented items. Mm-hmm. Now, inside of whatever is the fee that's being charged upon Blue Nile, I would imagine that would include portions of the royalty that they expect to have for each unit that is traded out to Blue Nile. Mm-hmm. Whatever that number is, they know that by law in this jurisdiction they have to have that factored in, so that when it comes down to the tax issue, that Ewo Herbs will continue to bring forward a TBTX5 form that will reflect what they have in terms of royalties.
Now, is it per unit or per bottle?
Oh, no. Well, the unit would be the bottle.
It wouldn't be the 12.
You mean if in a case per dozen?
Yes.
I would imagine that number for per unit in the box itself is factored into the amount per box. Mm-hmm. And the per box is, for example, there's 12 units or 24 or 36 to a particular case or to a box.
Right.
And when they move them out, I imagine, if I remember correctly, I think it's, if you're going to order Ewo Herbs, I know it's 6 dozen if you're going to be ordering anything from Blue Nile. Mm-hmm. Blue Nile, to qualify for wholesale pricing, it would be it's 6 dozen. I know it's 10 ounces of silver for 6 dozen. In terms of Ewo Herbs, because their product line is so expansive, I can't remember all the things that's in it. Mm-hmm. I'm under the impression that they probably have all that inculcated in. I think the silver price for, actually I'd be guessing. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to revisit that for you and get that information to you. But I'm pretty sure that in the case unit, the number, whatever it is, for a silver per case, or whatever the size case it is, 12, 24, 36, that the number for the royalty that they're looking to collect is inculcated into that. And whenever, it's probably reflected in the tax forms that you already have in your archive there within your special investigation detail records. So you'll be able to ask the proprietor the questions directly about, well, how much are you getting per unit in terms of royalties, or per case, or however you want to phrase it, to get the information straightened out, so you can make sure that whatever they put on their tax form is what they say it is. In other words, if you want to audit them, that would be the questions to be asking.
Yes.
And since that falls within your purview, because special investigations has compliance, international compliance, and investigations. It used to be research, but it's actually investigations. So, for those who don't know, you collect the taxes inside this jurisdiction, and you verify the tax forms. You're our version of tax collection. So it's within your purview to ask them the questions. They may get a little nervous thinking that you're going to audit them or auditing them, but it's your purview to ask. Well, it's an excellent series of questions, and I thank you for it. Perhaps you're showing forth some strong evidence that you're getting real comfortable in your command position. Well, you get 10 cool points for that. And on behalf of the entire Amexem-Moor-Empire National Collective, I seriously give and sincerely give thanks to you for the service that you are bringing forward. You have stepped into it and taken over, and you're doing excellent work. I sincerely thank you. So with that, I do say peace and love unto you, and Islam.
Islam.